I'm Richard Clark from Clark Farms, and I'm standing here in our greenhouse in Matunic in the vegetable department. And I wanted to encourage you to consider trying growing vegetables in containers. For a long time, I thought it was silly to plant a tomato on your patio. I just didn't think you could get enough tomatoes to make it worth your while. And then I tried it once myself, and I was stunned at how many tomatoes I got. I literally picked 20 pounds of tomatoes off a single plant in a single year. And so I wanted to show you in a container. The bigger the container is, the better. We want a lot of root room so that you have enough water holding capacity to keep it wet for hopefully at least a couple of days, so you don't have to water constantly. And in this case, I've picked a pretty big tomato plant in a pretty big container. I want to plant it a little bit deep, and so I'm removing a few of the lower branches. And I think it's interesting to note that the tomato is the only plant that you should plant deeper than it was in the pot. To plant a tree or a shrub, deeper will be the death of it, but in a tomato you can plant it as deep as you want. So I'm going very, very deep here, and it will actually put adventitious roots out of the stem and make it a stronger plant. It's also going to make it stronger to the wind, but again, I want to remind you, don't do that with any other plant at all. It's going to kill it for sure, but tomatoes tolerate being planted deep. So we've got it down in there, putting a little bit of soil in, and it's really this easy. And then I would add some time-release plant food to the pot, and I might even consider watering with a Miracle-Gro or another liquid feed, a fish emulsion or something like that. But to keep it, tomato is a heavy feeder, and the more you feed it, to a point anyway, the better it's going to do, the more it's going to yield for you. You don't want to starve it, we want to feed it, but it was really that easy. You'll get tremendous amount of yield out of this plant. There are other plants that actually do really well in containers, vegetable plants. And a container could be anything. Even this nice trash can that we built here is filled with an artichoke. We've got edible nasturtium flowers. We've got all kinds of mints mixed in here. Makes a beautiful container, and you can grow almost any edible in it. Eggplant, peppers, tomatoes all do great in containers. Leafy greens like the Swiss chard, the red lettuce also yield a reasonable quantity for a small amount of space. It's worth your effort to try it. So I encourage you to come down to the greenhouse, pick up some supplies and a couple nice plants, and give it a go on your patio or doorstep.